Meeting Suzerain Part 2. Interior orbit jet. Rocky sits down and takes over.
Winky, do me a favor and bring Vina up here so we can see if she still likes being a space ranger.
Okay.
Girl, don't do that.
Right.
Interior orbit jet living quarters, section B. Winky walks in and doesn't see Vina. He looks at the aft section door, pounds on the door to see if she's in there and okay, but there is no answer. Interior orbit jet cockpit. Winky runs in from B section.
Venus trapped in C-section.
Can you handle it?
On it. I'm going to have to override the door seal.
Interior living quarters, section B. Winky grabs a suit and a med kit for Vina. The camera cuts to Vina laying on the floor. The door opens. Winky drags her out of the room and closes the door again.
Do you think she'll be okay?
Well, she's got to be. She saved our asses back there. We need to save hers.
Winky hooks her up to oxygen and waits as the pump kicks on. Then when she starts breathing, he adjusts a few more knobs and makes one final check. Rocky looks at the screen as the space station slowly appears in the starfield. Winky enters and sits down.
I've got this. Let me know when she wakes up. We'll get her to the infirmary on the station.
Rocky looks up at the screen watching the gyroscope-shaped space station get larger. He turns on the astrophone.
This is the XV2 calling station RV5.
Okay, interior space station, RV5, Clark's office. That's you again, Rocky.
Oh, come in RV5. Come in RV5. Other radio noise. That's not.
It's not you. Ranger Clark for RV5 to XV2. Long time no see, Rocky. Interior orbit jet cockpit.
Boy, I am glad to hear you. I have a crippled ship, lost atmosphere, and an injured crew member. Damage to the forward wing and the rear fin. I may need tow.
Wow, that's a nasty bird strike. Then again, I'm always shocked when you bring the ship in without so much as a paint scratch. Those must be the days Winky's driving.
Hilarious.
I'll see if you're close enough for the magnetic coupler. Hold on. I'll call out the medic for you and he'll meet you at the dock. Clark presses a few buttons, turning on robot control. He fumbles with it and considers it for a few seconds, adjusts a few dials on the desk. Okay, Rocky, we got you. Shut down for free fall.
Thanks. Thanks, Clark. Out.
Rocky shuts down for free fall by clicking a few toggle switches. While the ship is under robot control, Rocky goes back to check on Vina. Interior orbit jet living quarters.
Glad to see you up and around.
Thank you, sir. Well, I may be up, but I don't quite feel like moving. I'm sorry I caused so much trouble.
Well, if you had followed orders, this wouldn't have happened.
Well, if you told me what was going on, and let me help, I wouldn't have disobeyed.
You shouldn't even be here. It might be better
If I hopped on the next express.
What just happened is routine for a space ranger, but it's no place for a girl. You need to go back to Earth, and it's the best thing that you can do.
Of all the lunkheaded, this girl is a very competent ranger, and I was the first one to spot the enemy ship, remember?
She's right, boss.
I may have been knocked down, but don't count me out.
Having overexerted herself, she passes out. Winky looks at Vina worried.
She'll be all right. We'll see what the doc says on the station.
Rocky and Winky walk back into the cockpit and sit down.
That's so awful. She'll be all right. She just hit her head on the corner a little bit.
You know you'll never get rid of her. And she's going to come in very handy when we make landfall.
I know.
Then when are you going to stop busting your chops?
Rocky looks at Winky and laughs. A commercial rocket is hovering nearby. One of the expresses is just leaving the station. You missed your bus, Vina. The orbit jet wobbles in on the magnetic coupler. The camera follows the orbit jet until it's docked and pans out. Space Station RV5 appears to be seen still going on the XV2.
OSA to Ranger Clark, come in RV5.
Clark here.
Give an update on Haystack?
They were attacked, sir, and are in the dock for repairs. Interior space station comments. People walking past Rocky and Vina sitting at a table. A waitress in a short skirt and a funny hat walks up to the table. Angela.
Okay, you guys ready for me to take your order? Sorry.
No, thank you. A couple of days in the infirmary and I'm starving for real food. I'll take the Halifax chicken. Oh wait, this is the real stuff and not that tube hydration puke, is it?
Yeah, I don't want to wear another sandwich.
Yes, it's the real thing, and our hydroponic garden produces some fresh vegetables and fruits.
I'm missing some pages.
Are you?
Page
Yes.
43.
Yes, the pay on the Halifax chicken.
You can have some of mine, I've got extra.
Oh, there we
Do you
go.
have extras?
Yeah.
Give it to Blake.
I think I skipped. two.
Here.
Okay, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah. Okay, I'll have the Halifax chicken, some mashed potatoes with gravy and butter, green beans on the side, and for a drink I'll have that strawberry soda.
Okay, Halifax chicken, potatoes with gravy and butter, green beans, and a strawberry soda, right?
Yes, that's right. Thank you.
And you, sir?
Rocky pauses a few moments while scanning quickly over the menu.
Oh. I'll have the porterhouse steak combo and a large glass of milk. That's all I need for now. Thanks. Oh, and we have one more person coming.
How would you like it cooked?
Rare. No, well done.
Steak combo, well done, large milk.
Rocky nods his head. The waitress walks off screen. Rocky looks down next to Venus' legs. Sees 4 shopping bags overflowing.
I see you didn't waste any opportunity to go shopping.
Of course, duty-free shopping. Who can pass that up? And as soon as we get to Ophiuchus, I'm going to be lying on that beach getting my tan on.
We are on a mission. Are you sure that you want to lie on a beach? You look like you would fry like an egg.
Nope. I love that vitamin D, and so does my skin.
Rocky grabs a notepad out of his flight jacket and starts thumbing through it, making notes.
Gosh, you're always working. Can't you just take a day off and relax?
This is an important mission, and we have had too many delays already.
I realize that, but
Vina is interrupted when Winky walks to the table and grabs an empty chair and sits on it in reverse, crossing his arms over the back of the chair.
Glad you could join us.
Just got back from the bay. Seems that they should be done with all the repairs tonight. We're clear to leave by tomorrow morning.
Oh, good.
great. I can't wait to get back in that tin can.
Hey, Vina, she's been a good horse. Respect her.
Interior RV5 control room. Activity going on. Space traffic chatter in the background. Clark walks over to an empty console, clicks a few buttons, looks across the different screens and visiographics and sits down. He presses a few switches and turns a few dials and picks up the astrophone. This is RV5. This is RV5. Come in, Office of Space Affairs. Come in. Hey, somebody do the switchboard operator.
This is Office of Space Affairs. How can I help you?
This is RV5 Space Station. Ranger Clark, patch me through to Drake on a secure line, would you please?
No problem. Sending you through now.
Thank you. Exterior day, OSA headquarters. Interior Drake's office. The astrophone does its annoying buzz. Drake heads over to it to answer it.
This is Secretary Drake.
Griff walks in. This is a report from Rocky. Orbit jet attacked by unknown Ophiuchian ships. Massive damage. Been in dry dock for 2 weeks. Repairs almost done. Mission can continue.
Who do you think did it? Got any ideas? Oh, Griff, I would give up our claim to Aquarius if I had any clue who did it. Proof would be tough to find out. Think it'd be pirates?
Okay.
Don't know.
I'll see that.
They'll be continuing the mission tomorrow morning.
Message on that one.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
Exterior RV5. Interior RV5 Commons. The waitress returns with Vina and Rocky's orders, then turns to Winky.
Can I help you?
I would like the steak and some shrimp, that honey glazed ham, and oh yeah, French fries. That apple pie I see here. Also, ooh, those baby back ribs.
Vina and Rocky look at each other and then back at Winky. Winky continues.
And to top it off, I would love a large bowl of chili, and for the drink, I think I'll have the large root beer.
The waitress repeats the order, surprised as Rocky and Vina, and walks off the screen.
I sure hope there's a supply ship coming in soon. I think you just ordered all of the food on the station.
Well, Vina, he is a growing boy.
No, he's not. Look at that. He's pencil thin. He eats like that. It's not fair.
I have a high metabolism.
No, you have a black hole for a stomach.
RV5 corridor, camera focuses on a civilian dressed woman with shopping bags. She looks around and realizes the coast is clear, pulls a small device out of one of the bags, fastens it to a hidden position behind one of the exposed pipes in the corridor, picks up her bags, and continues walking down the corridor out of view. Interior Commons, Rocky, Vina, and Winky.
Well, after we finish here, I recommend everybody turn in early tonight. We're leaving tomorrow morning.
I don't know, after the infirmary, I don't think I could rest if I tried.
It's an order. You too, Winky.
Hey, Vina, seems Dad gave us a bedtime.
Well, then he has to read us a bedtime story.
No.
All right, sir, we go to bed early.
The camera focuses on the woman from the corridor now as she fumbles through her bags and takes out another small device and sets it in her lap under the table. She sets the timer switch. A puff of smoke emanates from a pipe, one pipe then another. In seconds, the corridor fills with smoke. A bad-smelling gas. People start coughing as the smoke starts spreading down the corridors. Clacks and alarms start going off. Now you guys have already gone to bed and hear the alarms going off. All personnel and guests of the station, possible fire lockdown begins in 10 seconds. Security doors will close. Please stay where you are. Even as the announcer is saying that, clank, clank, clank sounds echo through the station as each one is being slammed shut. Rocky looks around.
Now what?
The fire crews and repair crews are on the way. Everyone please stay where you are. The civilian dressed woman takes advantage of the smoke and slips into the men's room and changes, and in a few moments is unrecognizable from before. She is a man.
Anybody reading for that?
No,
Which one?
the spy.
Okay, I can read
I've
the
set
spy.
off the, okay, you go ahead.
Oh, okay.
No, that's.
D'Argento, come in. This is Operation Molasses. Come in, D'Argento.
This is D'Argento. Report.
I have set off the smoke bombs. That should delay things for a little bit, and they are on lockdown now.
Good work, D'Argento out.
Interior RV5 sleeping quarters. Rocky shakes his head and picks up the phone. Noise still going on. Rocky calls up to Clark. This is Clark. What you need? I'm kind of busy up here.
Oh, this is Rocky. Any idea what's going on?
The fire seems to be in RS10. We should have crews down there in 2 minutes.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Either that or you've got a curse on you.
But I hope it's a curse.
Listen, I gotta get back to work.
What'd they say?
They found the problem, so they should have it under control soon.
Good.
Let's see. RV5 showing XV2 backing out of the dock with fresh repairs and new colors. The XV2, the steel plating. Interior XV2.
We'll be re-entering the curtain in a few moments. They should spot us any second.
Yes, sir.
Begin the show.
53.
Begin the show. Fake damage.
Aye, aye.
Winky hits $1 to invent some of the fuel, mimicking a slow leak. He hits a button that has a pulsing light. XV2 ship wobbles with a faint fuel mist spraying out into space. Interior, some random laboratory with chemical equipment. Professor Newton paces back and forth from his chalkboard, looking at notes on his clipboard, comparing them to the notes on the chalkboard, and then walks over to the lab table to add a chemical and adjust some settings, writing down something on the clipboard. Stone path leading to the observatory through forested area. Bobby in the middle of 3 guards are walking next to him and behind him. Bobby looks up and sees the professor waving out the window. He waves back and the soldier slaps his arm down. Interior lab, professor still waiting, runs back to his work. Interior lab hallway. Bobby and the soldiers walk through several guards giving each other the official salute. They come to the 2 guards in front of the door at the end of the hallway. Bobby's lead escort salutes the final 2 guards, one of whom is D'Argento. Tommy Kimu Sunini Shingo. Here's the boy, sir.
Nape, go.
A guard steps out of the way, presses a few buttons on the panel next to the door, and it springs open. D'Argento and Bobby walk through. Bobby runs to the professor and hugs him, and he returns the favor.
Good morning, D'Argento.
So, are these the results you have so far?
Yes, as you can see, I'm making progress. I have a few more items to work on, but it's almost done.
So, you're using the exact formula. So, you are using the exact same formula as on Earth.
Of course.
Go on.
Well, throwing chemicals together is a long and tedious task. We have to make the proper adjustments. It's like trying to make a silk purse out of a sow's ear.
Do you think I am an idiot? I know chemistry, and you cannot lie to me with these pretend science. You know our atmosphere and gravity and everything else that affects chemical compounds is different here. I know you are stalling. You know damn well you can't use the same exact formula here.
Gargano pulls out his gun and hits the professor hard in the head, and he falls to the corner with a bloody eye.
I know you are refusing to cooperate. I know you are refusing to cooperate, and you know what that means.
Gargano kicks the professor lying on the ground. He's holding his eye.
They're subject to change.
Bobby, let go of him. Let go of him. Bobby tries to grab his leg to stop Gargano from kicking him again. Gargano kicks Bobby off his leg into the other wall, and he slumps unconscious in the corner. Gargano stops and kicks the nearest computer, causing a panel to fall off, then calms down.
Professor Newton, you have been granted privileges our own citizens aren't allowed. We have to let Bobby visit on a weekly basis. My own son does not know who I am or my face, and I am very proud of that. And soon, Bobby will not remember yours.
No.
Pie, come,
One of the guards walks in.
Yeah, someone should.
take these two away to be programmed.
No, I won't go. Let me go. The guard takes him away, struggling and screaming.
I'm sorry. I pledge my complete cooperation. This will never happen again. I'm completely loyal to you.
I thought you'd see it a mile away.
He motions to the guard to drop Bobby, who falls on the floor, and then stands up and runs over to the professor.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Nun Bobby Sakan. Take Bobby away.
The guard grabs Bobby again and walks out of the ring with him screaming.
I promise too, when I see results, you will see Bobby.
Gargano walks out. He slams the door.
I'm gonna have to work on it.
XV2 cockpit. Vina comes in.
Have they issued their challenge yet?
Oh, hang on one second. I think we might-
No, so far not a peep. I know, but he was doing it.
Oh, okay.
My bad, sorry.
I was trying to help out.
They issued a challenge yet?
Yes.
Okay. So far, not a peep.
Looks like we got picked up. Why are they so quiet?
It's giving me the heebie-jeebies. I think we entered Spooktown for sure.
A few seconds later, a voice comes over the astrophone in the Offician language. Kika Simsim Maison Offician Pusin. State your reason on Officius.
Well, that sounds like their challenge.
Yes.
Trope mon receipt.
It's asking to state identity and destination. Want me to return the signal?
Just in a distress call. That's all that they need to know at the moment, and all I want them to know.
Yes, sir. Ellipso Kisam. Ellipso Kisam.
Hey, Rocky, look at this. It says there are 2 ships out there in the readings, but not on the radar vex.
Rocky turns on the screen. Nothing's in front of them. Rocky walks over and peers into the periscope. Periscope view shows 2 small pill-shaped ships headed towards them.
We've got company.
Ellipso Kisam. Ellipso Kisam.
Interior Officius headquarters.
Panan, Ni Nasi, Ellipso.
What is the nature of your emergency? A shot of her hand bringing it up to her lips. In profile.
Starboard control rockets seem to be giving us troubles, and we have a slow leak of fuel. Requesting permission to land and repair.
Shot of Cleo crossing her legs. The derringer strapped to her thigh shows.
You do know we can disintegrate you. You are a trespasser. We have 2 Defense Force ships locked onto you. We can blow you up and no one would ask any questions.
Our apologies. We didn't plan to have a breakdown this far, of course, but it is hard to steer without a steering rocket. We apologize. It was unavoidable.
Gargano walks into the office.
That Rocky Jones,
The scene is focused on Gargano's face in response. His eyes snapped her suddenly and he nods.
Yes.
Recognize Article 7 of our treaty. May we speak to someone in authority?
I am the authority here. I am the suzerain of Officius. Yes, I'll respect the treaty. We will tell you when to ellipse and assign the landing pad. Shut down engines, then Tendo in tow.
Interior orbit jet cockpit. Winky walks back into the cockpit in a spacesuit.
That sounds like over and out.
You got it.
Winky, we all set?
Yes, sir.
Interior Suzerain's HQ office. This is a fractionated view of her in silhouette.
Good news is, Griff prepared us for his arrival. He sent all we needed to know. Now prepare Professor Newton and the boy.
Bobby walks in, and this is just shot at his eye line, so we don't see much of Cleo, just her hand offering him a seat.
Have a seat.
I would rather stand.
I said sit down.
Greta walks into view and stands in front of the office, the open office door.
Are you enjoying your stay on Ophiuchus?
You know we aren't visiting. You're keeping us here by force. I know you'll never let us go.
Your grandfather's work here is very important to our cause, and you can be too, Bobby. If you study and prepare yourself, learn our culture, and cooperate, why you could do great things.
I don't like what you teach. I don't like being here. And if you ever think you'll be able to lick Earth and the United Worlds of the solar system in a fight, you have another thing coming.
I'm pretty sure you will change your mind, Bobby.
We see Cleo's hand as it presses a button on her desk. The men begins to glow and undulate behind her. Never! Bobby stops as it, but Tiger Gizmo does its thing. And that is it for this episode.
Wow. That was fast.
I thought it would be fast. When we did episode 1 the other night, everybody was like, wow, that's it?